This time we'll look at what drawdown is and how it's measured. We won't go into too much detail. It's straightforward, although we will resolve a doubt at the end of the video that has arisen for me during the last few days of trading on Darwinex. If it interests you, you already know. Disclaimer, and we begin. Drawdown is defined as the maximum fall from the last peak to the last trough for a determined period. In other words, the stretch from the highest peak to the deepest valley of the profitability curve of any financial asset. Whether it's a stock, an index, a fund, or also, why not, our Darwin. To see it better, let's add some images here that I know you like. But first, let's focus on three basic concepts that are important to understand. We are referring to the balance, floating, and equity of a trading account. The balance is the deposit of capital available to trade assets in open positions. The floating represents the profits or losses being generated during open trades. And the equity is equal to the balance plus the floating. Well, in Darwinex 0, drawdown is measured based on the negative floating of our Darwin. This means that our maximum drawdown will be measured based on the maximum losses we have assumed in our Darwin. At any given moment in the life of any of the open operations that the Darwin replicates from our virtual trading account. As you can see, this Darwin shows a maximum drawdown of -2.29%. If we scroll to the bottom part of the screen, we will find the drawdown analysis section. In this section, we can see in detail what the periods of decline in the Darwin have been, expressed in percentages. On what dates they occurred and how many days they lasted until the previous highs were recovered. Now we will return to the top of the Darwin page and pause on the Darwin's return curve. At first glance, we can see that the last major fall from the last peak to the last trough made by the trader would be this segment here. From 3.84% to 2.70%. The calculation gives a maximum drawdown of -1.14%. But how is this possible? Before finishing the video by resolving this question, I remind you that if you want to know everything about Darwinex 0 and you like how we explain it here, you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of the videos I will be uploading. And I am also leaving you a discount code for €20 on the service fee. If you haven't registered on Darwinex 0 yet, in this video's description and the pinned comment. Stay tuned, updates are coming. Remember that the maximum drawdown of this Darwin, according to the data above, was -2.29%. However, on the profitability curve, we see a difference between that figure and this one of -1.14%. This is because the Darwin's return curve only records each day's open and close. But remember that the maximum drawdown is the maximum fall in negative floating that has occurred at any point, in this case, during the day. Now, if we go to the top left of this same panel, we have the option to display this same profitability curve in Japanese candlesticks. If we pass the cursor over any of them, we will see that each candlestick indicates the opening and close, plus the session's high and low. In this case, we configure one-day candles and place the cursor over this one, which is where the Darwin reached its all-time high, trading at 104.32, meaning a 4.32% return. The next day, we see that it fell below the previous day's minimum, reaching a price of 101.93, that is, a drop to 1.93% return. If we do the calculation, it gives us 2.39. This means that at some point there was a drop of -2.39% from one session to another. The 0.10% difference between the main panel and the return curve data, I honestly don't know its source. If you have any ideas why, leave them in the comments. In any case, now that maximum drawdown measure we saw above makes more sense. Drawdown, a moment for reflection, for evaluation, but don't do it too much. It's clear that in bad times we should always review our strategy, its execution, or if the market has changed. But normally, all you have to do is hold on. If you did your homework well before applying your strategy, if you developed a good backtest of it, you just have to trust that the statistical advantage will eventually translate into good results. They will come. Stick to your trading plan. As you can see, a short video today. I hope it was still useful. As always, I'll sign off. See you in the next one.